Anger is something I've struggled with all my life. My mom tells me even when I was like a little kid, I came in with anger, and it's something that I've had to learn to manage, all these years. And I used to be an angry driver, not anymore, but I used to be, especially in my 20s and 30s, I used to be an angry driver. And I remember something like 10, 15 years ago, I was driving and this guy behind me was honking and honking and honking and honking and honking at me. And he was like following me around and everywhere and he wouldn't stop honking at me. Finally, I got fed up. Somehow he got in front of me and I followed him. And I followed him all the way to his driveway. And I got out of my car and I went up to him. "Why are you honking at me? What's your problem?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't honking at you." He said, "My horn's broken and it won't stop." And he turned his car on and the horn was going, bah, 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 bah. I tell you, my mind exploded in that moment. I was like, oh my goodness, I was angry at nothing, right? Nothing, because he wasn't honking at me. The car was broken. And at that moment, I remembered the story, the Zen story of the empty boat. And there's this beautiful story about this guy who goes to work every day in his boat, and every time somebody, as he's going down the river, other people that are also going to work in their boats, they keep bumping into him, and he turns around and he's rolling his boat backwards, right? So he turns around and gets angry. "Why did you bump into me? Why don't you watch where you're going?" Every day, he would get angry at this person, different people for bumping into him, right? And then one day, a boat bumps into him and he turns around to yell at it and it's an empty boat. And in that moment, he started laughing because he realized all his anger was directed at an empty boat because it was the same experience functionally. And for me, I started laughing too when that guy said his horn was broken. Life gives us these kind of lessons every now and then, which is really, really beautiful because I really think life can be a wonderful learning journey. Learning, unfortunately, also means the pain of facing ourselves, And when the experience that I had of that guy really shifted my relationship to anger. It didn't disappear, because these things take time. But it helped me have an awareness of myself. And then I started thinking about the empty boat. What are the empty boats in my life? Or what are situations that I can create a little objective distance from that right now maybe I'm lost in, that if I think of it as an empty boat, I can find a little more control, a little more self-control, a little more self-awareness. And then I can make more considered decisions where I'm not so reactive, but more in tune with myself and alignment with my values. So think about that for you. What's your empty boat? What keeps nudging you that you might be able to change your relationship with? And I wanted to share that story because it's like a real life example of the empty boat, the honking horn and the empty boat. So that's it, everybody. Peace out. I wish you all the best. Please follow me on all the spaces at Meaningful Ideas, and check out my free course called Guiding Without Controlling at meaningfulideas.com. And that's it.